Of course. Lost.
Welcome to a winner-take-all game for 15th place and the final spot to qualify for the 2021 Women's Lacrosse Championship in Towson, Maryland. This is the fourth game of the day, the final day of the knockout round in the European Women's Lacrosse Championship. Finland in the blue on blue, taking on Italy in the white on navy. These two developing nations. The winner will advance to 2 years from now. There's Bianca Santucci, though, starting the scoring, and she has been Italy's leading scorer and best player.
Bianca Santucci is going to probably put this Italy team on her back. She's by far their number one scorer. She's one of the quarterbacks, along with her sister, Adriana Santucci, and she can control the tempo of this game if Italy is able to possess the ball.
Good. And for Bianca Santucci and her sister Adriana, didn't have big games yesterday as they lost to Sweden 11-9. That qualified Sweden. And then just moments ago, 9-7 the final. Spain also qualifies, which made this a winner-take-all game. Draw control goes again to Bianca Santucci. For Santucci, that is her team-leading 19th goal of this tournament. And she has had to do so much for Italy. Tina Hananen defending her, and a quick snap of the wrist there. Hananen beats Hanna Rosala.
And I think if I'm seeing this correctly, the Finland defenders are marked so far out on the rest of the Italian attackers that there's no help. Bianca Santucci should be respected for a double team. And that's something that Finland's going to need to send to her because of her ability to place the ball in the cage.
Consecutive draw control wins for Bea Marganelli. She'll be the main draw controller for Italy. And Italy yesterday feeling a lot more refocused. They've forgotten yesterday's game, according to Coach Vic Alexander, iconic player through England, also former coach with England and Wales. After Vic felt they did not play up to their potential, an 11-9 loss to Sweden, they went ahead and just did some fun things. Got away from lacrosse for a little bit to just get her team looser and in a different mindset. And they know what's at stake. They didn't exactly put the words in, "you must win," but it's hard to ignore it in this day and age of social media, people walking up to the players. They're very aware. They're young people. They're immersed in information. So the players on both sides, same thing with Sinikka Ies of Finland, they know what's at stake. And there's a fine shot. Lefty drive for Benny Ravelli. Put it into a very difficult spot to save for Rosala. It's 3-0.
I 100% agree with you. The tension you can feel even as both Italy and Finland came into the stadium because of the tension of the Spain game against Sweden. It's sort of just stayed at this really high level.
And for Benny Ravelli, that's just her second goal of the Euros.
And it's interesting, Finland goes with Rosala in cage, and I think one of the reasons they did that is her ability to move. She plays very close to the crease, and I think their thought process behind that is that she can decrease the angle on these Italian shots.
Ane Ala-Krakala has been Finland's leading scorer, but as she took it in on Nelia Ostafichuk, she couldn't get in. And that's a bad clearing pass, and here's the interception for Finland. However, they can't get the shot off, as that was Auti Savinen, the defender. We'll leave it here for Tina Pannanen. Finland missing two key starters in the offensive end in Ilona Markkanen, a do-it-all midfielder who plays with great intensity, and a tall attacker, 6'1", Fanny Sutella. She is also out, and she's missed the last 3 games. Here's Matilda Martin, and Martin just lost it while cradling. And Capriati. So here comes Lavinia Jones. As Jones is stopped in her tracks by Anna Pertola. Italy trying to qualify, but they made the decision as a nation to go a lot more homegrown and domestic. So there are no college stars from the U.S. or All-Americans here. This is a great feed across. Vitali, and on the backside saw Lavinia Jones. Rosala went sprawling. We're going to get a goaltending change already for Finland as Jennifer Riley will now come in.
And the easy passing from Italy is what's helping in this situation. I'm excited to see that Finland is changing their goalie because she likes to sit back and stay on her goal line. But the press out for Finland's defense is exposing the fact that Italy has the ability to take one-on-ones.
A water break in the first quarter. A great start for Italy looking to qualify for the World Championships.
Okay.
4-0, Italy. Another draw control. And Finland just needs something positive here. Is Bianca Santucci. Santucci, throw back inside. Paninen and a ground ball that will come into Riley. Finland has been playing zone throughout the vast majority of this tournament, but they just came out in a man-to-man against Italy. But they throw the clearing pass away, intended for Esther Laiho. And Italy again, they've had all the possessions. Also Olivia Passarelli gets some time here in the opening quarter, as this is a shot by Marganelli wide with the whistle. Marganelli, and a deflected shot. Riley got on it. And Finland will play it into the crease for Riley. We'll look to go long with the pass, but that is out of the reach of her player. Now the ground ball here for Julia Geri, who's just stepped forward into the box. Passarelli, and Italy in total control at 4-0. A cut, and there's Santucci, fancy shot. Well, we've commented about her, of course, Canadian background and from a box lacrosse hotbed in Canada, which is the Vancouver, specifically Coquitlam, which is in British Columbia. I believe I'm pronouncing it correct, Coquitlam.
Coquitlam.
Out in front, Riley making the save.
Yeah, she's got some pizzazz. She's got some flair. But what Finland needs to do right now is settle down. They're just throwing the ball. There's no one stepping up. We need Tina Paninen and Tina Hananen to step up. Maybe the quick clear isn't something you go to right now. Maybe it's just the possession.
Bianca Santucci again. Pass came from the wing. Quick entry. Domino Giancarlini with the assist.
So Santucci is going to continue to control this game, and I would urge Finland to try something different defensively. There will be a time where she's going to probably have to come out of the game because of how hard she's working. But the draw control is key. If you just don't even get the ball, allow Italy to get the ball, things are a completely different story in this case.
Martin took the draw for Finland. And here's Tiina Paninen. So Finland with their first settled possession. They got some transition last time from Alla Krakola. She's been their leading scorer. Parakula, she's their lone lefty, but is an aggressive shooter. That time she takes the look. And Ostafichuk wins the race to the end line.
I love it when the goalkeepers go for that behind the cage, run out of the ball on a shot.
Vitali. Krakola knocked it free. Foul on Italy. Paninen. Tiina Paninen will play all over the field. The started games at all three positions. Bouncer, and Ostafichuk comes up with it. Her first save. She's logged the most minutes. Even yesterday had to leave the game and has her right leg bandaged. So she must have taken a shot squarely on the bone. Julia Melli ended up playing for about a full quarter.
Off-ball work by both of these teams. A lot of these players are hiding, and maybe it's because it's their youth in this sport and they don't necessarily want the ball, but this is when you need to want it. This is a very important game for both of these teams.
The winner advances to the World Cup or the World Championship in 2021. It's that simple. Now the loser will have to hope that maybe someone can't afford to go there and then they get offered a spot. Weaving through, that's a nice quick stick. How about Elena Anug? As she ducks through, 6-0 for Italy.
Italy goal scored by number 18, Elena Anug.
We've got a water break on the field. Timeout. Italy has made a statement that they want to travel to Maryland. 6-0 Italy after the first water break. And they're about to make this not be interesting or anticlimactic, as Alec Ricola comes up with the ball off the circle for Finland. Feed across Tina Pannanen. And Pannanen will deal it back with Tina Hannanen. And Finland just needs some energy. This is a ball that carries in on Ostafichuk. They were looking to feed Rusa Kallstrom. It'll be Italy possession. Bianca Santucci has already scored 3 goals for Italy in this opening quarter. Knocked down by Pannanen.
I like that Finland is shooting, but I don't know if the shots that they're taking are high percentage shots, especially with that angle on the cage.
Still so much time left in the game. We're only past the midway point of the first quarter, probably about 5 minutes left. They'll give Pannanen a free position. And Pannanen on free position makes it look easy. 6-1.
She shoots to that low opposite side corner. That's gonna be open consistently, especially the bounce shots. Love me some bounce shots.
2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining.
Meanwhile, Finland, during the water break, has gone back to Hanna Rosala in goal. Riley is a lefty. That's one of the chief differences. Riley, much more experienced, having grown up in Massachusetts. Rosala has only been a goalie for about 3 years, but is very athletic. Ravelli. As it's in and out of her stick. Gary under pressure. Taken away by Finland. And Alec Ricola is fouled.
Ground balls, ground balls, ground balls. That's going to be a huge key for both of these teams to progress forward.
Hannanen took her eye off of it. And Hannanen is beaten to the ball. What hustle. Francesca Capriati taking a possession away from Finland. 1.5 to go. First quarter. It has gone beautifully for Italy. Takeaway by Ulaska defensively for Finland. Perakule. And the hard chop check down. That'll be the foul against Finland. 1 minute left in a continuous clock situation. Every quarter of 15 minutes. Only stopping on coach called timeouts, water breaks, and then inside of 30 seconds, any whistle. Pucci knocked free momentarily, and Italy is back in the restraining box. Pucci, Francesca Pucci, got a good look. She is Italy's youngest player at just 15. And Pucci, as Vic Alexander has said, has flair. And they're working with her for the future and getting invaluable experience in so many ways, and even beyond lacrosse and playing the sport, but behind the scenes and in a team-organized setting. Capriati. So they'll back up Capriati. Now the whistle. And that's it for the first quarter. 6-1, Italy must win to qualify for the 2021 World Championships. They're off to a great start in Netanya. Six to 1 Italy. In a winner clinches a spot in the World Championship game. Also for 15th place. Good feed in front. Oh, there's Rosala denying Ravelli. Good pass by Bianca Santucci. Foul will be against. And change the call. It's going to be Finland's possession. Restart for Ulaska. Finland got a goal at the end of the second quarter from Tiina Paninen. And now they'll spread the field.
There's a mark.
And a face guard has been put on. Italy has done this the last 2 games, Steffi. Erica Bolinas now appears like she's trailing Alla Krakola, regardless of the situation. Here is Alla, and she makes the shot, and it's not much on it. Nelia Ostafichuk. It appeared like Alla Krakola was almost in between shooting there or passing it off.
Yes. She just needs to collect the ball and have a little bit more patience. At the same time, if she is going to be marked.
Situcci! Vitali led her beautifully. 7-1 Italy.
If Italy is going to throw a mark, one thing that's helped them in the past is the focus that they've had solely on that mark. They've given up everything else that they're going to do and only focus on that mark. And if Alla Krakola can get open like she just did and have a little bit of more patience, she's going to be able to score.
Vitali has added 2 assists in this first half. Still looks for her first goal. Now she's a good workhorse for Italy that will do anything the coaching staff asks. Alla Krakola in the vicinity of Tiina Paninen, and she nicely kind of flips it along the vicinity of Alla Krakola. Feet to the crease, Tiina Paninen couldn't bring it in. That's because there was a foul and a card. And it's actually a dangerous propel as Haninen, I believe, tried to quick stick. And that's what gets her called. Francesca Capriati was the one swung into.
Yeah, and I don't know if she actually caught that ball, which is probably more so of the fact that there was a foul and she did the motion anyway. If she had caught that ball, I don't know if we would have seen it be a yellow card. So this is our first man up of the game, and Italy is on defense. You know, we talked about this in the last game. I don't know why you're going to waste your legs here. And I think Coach Vic Alexander is telling her team to get in. They do not need to be wasting their energy marking out.
Inka Ulaska will restart. Finland 5-on-6 here offensively. Well, this is a very focused Italian team that has come out, and maybe all the games and charades that they played last night really worked during the team meeting. Ideas such as translating lacrosse terms into something in real life, such as shooting space. Give me a non-lacrosse visual example of it. So one of the girls would essentially point like a rifle and then like point to space. Basically, they had to use their minds with a term. And so at times I think it came out very goofy, and at times it was spot on. Vic, Lou Scott, and Lindsay Colferai gave me I would say a demonstration. I didn't quite get the one they showed me for charging. But on the field and on-field results, it's worked to a 7-1 lead.
I would agree. And now Italy has come up with this ball, but do they have the legs?
Alvino, Haninen still in the box for Finland. And now we are all even as Haninen is about to cross the restraining line. Vitali looks for her first and got it! This is the breakout game for Vivian Vitali. 8-1, she's got 3 points.
And she does a really good job there with the speed that she has coming in transition. And I've said this before, if you can attack the cage and go straight to the cage, you're going to be way better off.
Big celebration, big hugs for Vitali as she comes off the field. She knows that's her first wearing Italia on the front of her jersey. 8-1 Italy with our first water break of the second quarter. Italy has gotten some performances from some of their developing players, Steffi Samaras, but Vivian Vitali, someone that we've noticed she's not afraid to basically sell out and go and make any play possible. Today, she's contributed offensively, 2 assists, and then her first goal of the Europeans. 8-1 Italy.
Yeah, and these are the types of things that Italy's going to need. You have to have amazing performances out of multiple players to be able to compete on this world stage.
They get the save from Ostafichuk on the shot from Alla Krakola. Francesca Pucci, the drop-off after the clear. Back behind, Elena Anug. Italy will settle in a 6-on-6. Jennifer Riley back on the field for Finland in goal. Pucci gets a look. Francesca Pucci. And now even a teenager is involved for the Italians. Pucci, one of their building blocks for many years. She gets her second.
You know, Italy's doing a really good job of moving the ball and constantly keeping it moving. And I think they may have picked up on the fact that Finland is just exhausted, and they have every right to be exhausted. It's been a very long tournament for them. They only have 3 subs because of injuries, so their girls are doing so many different things.
9-1, Francesca Pucci. Again, with each passing day as Alla Krakola continues. Alla Krakola determined. However, she stepped in the crease on the shot. Wave it off, so it stays at 9-1. So frustration for the Finns. Finley would try to pressure Ostafichuk. And this causes an errant pass. Paninen. Italy brings in Francesca Lero, their man-marking specialist during this tournament. Lero has bought into the role of face-guarding the opponent's top offensive player. Right now she's on Alla Krakola. And this is a shot by Finland's player, and this is Italy's Passarelli down. As a follow through by Salvinen kind of knocked her over. A crease roll, instead played back to Tina Hananen. A crease cut inside. Ostafichuk was there waiting, and the ball was dropped for a chance to stuff it for Essi Rohianen. Pucci. And Pucci had the flag out. Late second quarter now, 9-1 Italy. They jumped ahead 6-0. Pucci to take it in on Riley, and Riley met her stick up high. And then Pucci interfering with the goalie and also stepped into the crease. Riley, and she shanks it and it'll go out of bounds. So Italy to keep it again. They're firmly in control at 9-1. Feed to the front, and this one will still carry in for Alvino. Well, the other day, Vic Alexander said, I'm feeling lucky. They didn't come away with a win, but that day is today. Alvino, not even a clean catch. It was a good pass from Bianca Santucci. That makes it 10-1. 5:27 to go in the second quarter. We have a water break, and Italy in the midst of a rout. Ten to 1 Italy, and stepping across the restraining line was Italy. I believe Capriati took a step forward. So Alla Krakola on the restart.
5 minutes remaining.
Alla Krakola shooting. Ostafichuk the save. She'll outlet it ahead for Adriana Santucci. As both teams duel for this ground ball, it'll go back to Finland. Finland with Anna Pertola. Perakule, and she fires. Well, she loves to shoot. That's one thing we can absolutely determine for Ida Perakule. She's probably broken a lot of windows all over the neighborhood. 10-2.
Yeah, and I think that's a wake-up call for Italy. Goalie needs to be holding the post, needs to be paying attention, needs to be ready for anything at any time.
Perakule loves to shoot, especially on the run. That's her 4th goal of the tournament. Next game up will be 3rd place, Wales in the Czech Republic at 5:20 local time. Can't wait for that game. And the contrasting styles, and then it'll be capped off by the gold medal game. England, the defending champions, against Israel in their first European final. And they get to do so as the host country. Pass in front, and that one sticked away. Riley just looking for a little redirection there. And a soft finish was Giancarlini. Alla Krokola. Hananen. And Hananen is fouled by Lero.
You know, I like the fact that Italy is having a little fun offensively, but if I were Coach Vic Alexander, I'd be pretty upset that they're not taking care of the ball and looking for the best shot.
Rusa Kallstrom, and she is fouled as she got an angle. But they're going to point the ball to Finland. Vic Kallstrom stepped in the crease, despite Kallstrom being hunched over. Ostafichuk. Long pass could not be hauled in. As Ida Olaska. It'll come here to Pannanen. Lero employing a face guard. 9 in blue, Alla Krokola, right at the restraining line. This was already done to Finland once before. Here the turn, and this is Tiina Pannanen. The shot never got through. 1.5 minutes to go, first half. Capriati. At midfield, Perakule. She gets the pickup. And then smothered by Italy, Lavinia Jones. 1 minute left. Here on the drive, and that was Leho. Esther Leho, sharp angle, that's side netting. Kallstrom will have the pickup. And inside that bouncing shot, Leho, easy save, Ostafichuk. Final 20 seconds, and here comes Erica Bolinas. Italy came out and took the first 4 draw controls. Jones, as she sailed the shot, that's it for the first half. Italy is halfway there to clinching a spot in the 2021 Women's World Championships. They have the lead 10-2 at the half over Finland. 10-2 Italy in control of this winner-take-all game for the 2021 World Championship and the 15th place game here at the European Championships. Italy leading Finland, and they jumped out 6-0, and in a lot of ways demoralizing the Finns. Finland with Anne Alakrokola, their leading scorer, coming up with a ground ball. She has one of their 2 goals. And here's a foul. Or rather, it was Tina Panin that scored it earlier along with Ida Parakule, but Alakrokola has been their leading scorer. She'll be at the top of the 8-meter against new goalie Julia Melli here for Italy. And taking the shot and is able to hit it calmly. So it's 10-3. And with a lot of time here for Finland, can they muster enough energy together to put together at least a little period and make it interesting for the 4th quarter and make Italy sweat? Italy has not yet been in this position where they've had to ice a game, and Italy does have a big lead. Italy defeated Spain 2 days ago by an 11-3 score. First day of the knockout round. Alakrokola, hockey sticks it along, and then picks it up herself. There goes the shot, and that's off the pipe. Outside piping. A good look for Finland. And the push up ahead, Lavinia Jones. And she was able to one-hand it around. As Jones tried to feed it the restraining line, and the pickup comes from Finland. Moving ahead, Matilda Martin. Martin gets separation, continues. Melli the save. Early pressure from Finland. Bianca Santucci comes in alone and is able to beat Rosala high.
I just don't think you can leave Bianca Santucci alone ever if she's on this field. She has the stick work, she knows what lines to take on the field.
12 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the quarter.
5 goals for Bianca. Now she's up to 23, Steffi.
Ooh.
That is a number that is pushing Sophie Coombs-Roberts of Wales. And it's going to put her in the top 4 of goal scorers. Coombs-Roberts of Wales is up next against the Czech Republic. But certainly as we put together our award winners, maybe in the next hour and a half, that may factor in. Here's Lavinia Jones, got a good pass. Santucci adds an assist, 12-3. And Jones able to turn and rocketed it from a good spot.
Italy goal scored by number 13.
So Bianca again.
Assisted by number 19. Bianca
She has gone for 7 points, a hand in 7 of the 12 goals for Italy.
in the quarter.
And we're still early 3rd quarter. And it was clear yesterday that Sweden especially did a very good job on Bianca Santucci. As Vic Alexander said, we just weren't ourselves, didn't play with a lack of right focus.
Well, you also, the one thing about Italy is they didn't get going until the 4th quarter. And unfortunately at this level, you don't have that luxury to start playing a game 4 quarters in.
And there's a number of nations that have learned that lesson harshly,
Yeah.
that have been much better second half teams than the first half.
Yeah, Switzerland
Yep,
is one of them.
Yep, Switzerland would absolutely be one. And the next one would be, even to a smaller regard, Ireland. They've been a much better second half team.
It's interesting. I think the difference between Ireland and Switzerland is Ireland is more of an underdog team. When they're behind, from a goal standpoint, they can go to this underdog mode and take risks that sort of like get them the luck of the Irish.
And that plays even better to their style when they play that kind of aggressive lacrosse, of course highlighted by Noni Anderson, who is simply a terror, especially when playing with a supreme sense of urgency. Tina Hananen shooting and Melly making the save low. It was fun watching them. The teams that have already been done as of last night, 5 through 8, Scotland, Germany, Ireland, and the Netherlands, they're all still here. They'll be coming by to watch the third place games, first place games, and participate in the closing ceremony. Should be a great scene. Vitali! Vivian Vitali got it from Jones. It'll be a game that Vivian will never forget. It comes in a big spot for Italy, and with their program still in their infancy, Vitali has her first 2 goals of the tournament. Water break midway through the third, and Italy has increased its lead to 10 at 13-3. Thirteen to 3. After Finland had cut it to 10-3 and they had a good look at cage. Italy has come back with goals from Bianca Santucci, Lavinia Jones, and Vivienne Vitali. Vivienne Vitali, or rather that was Ravelli that got it across to Marginelli. Here is Vitali. Jones, the play broken up by Pertola. Free position for Lavinia Jones. Jones resides in England, but of Italian descent. She's got Adriana Santucci on the crease. Gets it to Adriana, and Jennifer Riley is able to meet her stick. So Riley back in after Rosala played that first part of the third quarter. Again, Adriana Santucci is open, then shovels it through the legs. Just backed her defender down. Adriana Santucci with her first points.
Santucci, the fun little shovel with a lot of power. You know, she comes around the cage, she can see where the goalie is, she plants and is able to shovel him, but she's already moved the goalkeeper out of the way. So it's almost like the entire mouth of the cage is open.
Italy has now scored the most goals they have in a game. They've had some good efforts in this tournament, Steffi. They battled Latvia well in the opener. Latvia captured 9th place this morning. That was a 10-7 score. Against Norway, they had the lead much of that game on Saturday. Lost it 10-8. It was a 5-2 fourth quarter for Norway that they just played a little bit cleaner in that one. So Italy had chances for what you might call a crown jewel of a win here for their restarted program with the homegrown and domestic influence. Bianca Santucci. This victory for Italy would be their second in the knockout round. That would give him 15th place. Adriana Santucci, and is able to get the fine pass from sister Bianca. 15-3. They have been the anchors for Italy with each passing day until the rest of the team started to slowly get up to speed and adjust to this big step in competition. 15-3 Italy as Adriana adds her second, and she has 14.
Assisted by number 19, Bianca Santucci. 5 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Alla Krokola, and able to one-hand the draw control. She has played hard for Finland. Tina Paninen, flag is out, bouncer, nice one. With a spin, 2 off the turf. Beautiful shot there from Tina Paninen, 15-4.
That was one of those bounce shots that almost goes right up into the upper 90. There's probably no way a goalie's going to be able to make that save.
Water break at 15-4, late in the third quarter with Italy still in command of this 15th place game as they inch closer towards clinching a spot in the 2021 World Championship. (15-4) late third quarter. The Czech Republic has already been here for, a good 20 minutes. And I see them, they're wall balling and passing it around and going through their drills. Of course, they've been perhaps the story of this European Championship should the Czech Republic make history for their nation by finishing in third. They'll have to defeat Wales, who just arrived to our right. Tina Paninen. That game is scheduled to begin at 5:20. Auti Savonen as she tried to flip the pass out and did. So here is Alla Krokola handling. To the crease, that's Savonen, and almost surprised with the pass. Foul will be against Finland. Livia Passarelli. But Paninen, another breakup. She's played well today for Finland, all over the field. And then that pass knocked down and blocked. So as Finland will look ahead, they do not have lacrosse yet in the university level. They do have a club team, but they kind of coach themselves. Only 4 teams this past year. They're as high as 7 recently. Here was Riley, and Riley had it taken away by Pucci. Will it count? It will for Francesca Pucci. So Pucci has her first career multi-goal game, and it's 16-4.
You know, Pucci could potentially be in the chat for the best player here that's under 21. Pucci, Tucci. I know a lot of people are talking about Pucci and Tucci.
Do we need a new category for a teenager? Because we do have best young player, 21 and under. It's a big gap because there's several 21-year-olds that are up for contention compared to the teenagers. 15-year-old Emma McRae being the youngest. I think we have,
Marta Bravo.
Right, so there's 2 15-year-olds. I think 2 16-year-olds, and then 18-year-olds. There's at least 2 I can think of. 19-year-old from Austria, so there could be a Teen People's Choice Award.
A Teen People's Choice Awards. I love it. A Teen Players Choice Awards.
Because it's a big difference. I'm sure, Steffi, you can tell me lots of stories about even the difference of you being 18 to 21. I mean, just by that reaction.
Yeah, sorry, that was a facial reaction there, everyone. Yeah, I mean, you think about a lot of people who've commented on our suggestions post for that particular category for, under 21 player. A lot of heavy comments on Alex Drew.
Right, and we believe she's 20. And Drew, of course, playing also for England, who is in the gold medal game, but maybe there needs to be some separation between, players such as Bravo that are here at such a young age trying to compete with older women compared to someone that's 20 to 21. There's Paninen, stop there, fine save by Julia Melli, sprawling. Because they may not compete in the same pageants, right?
They definitely don't compete in the same pageants.
Pick up by Inka Olaska. Well, when we have some time, whenever that'll be, I think we'll be able to separate on my list the teenagers from the 21 and under. We'll get a free position now for Finland.
30 seconds remaining.
Half minute left in the third quarter. Defender Esther Lejo with an opportunity to get her first goal. Julia Melli has played the whole third quarter, and there is Lejo. Well, that'll be something to remember for her experience here. Lejo tallies 16-5. Clock stops here with under 30 seconds left.
26 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And we should start to see many of the teams starting to show up to watch Wales and the Czech Republic for the third place game. It's going to be quite the celebration of the game, and especially the developmental teams should get a lot out of it. As here is Alea Kirkola, and she took it in, and the pickup just outside the 8-meter. She has it in traffic. Ala Kirkola lost it. Giancarlini. That's the end of the third quarter. 16-5. Italy increases its lead the Italians just a mere matter of minutes from officially celebrating their qualification for the 2021 World Championship. (16-5), fourth quarter begins. Ralph Bednarczyk with Steffi Samaras. Italy jumped out 6-0. Finland had some moments of energy, but ultimately Italy has just not allowed them to believe that they can come back in this game through the first 2.5 quarters, and now it's just a matter of Italy playing clean and finishing this game out the way Vic Alexander would like to. I know that Vic would not want this score to be 17-12 before her plane ride tomorrow. Well, they get to 17 there. Lavinia Jones got the feed from Bianca Santucci, 17-5.
Yeah, so, I 100% agree with you. We've spoken about it in the Spain game against Sweden. It's the fourth quarter. The separation between Italy and Finland is great right now. So how does Italy finish strong, and how does Finland finish strong? I think for Italy, it's about possession. I want to see the Italian girls have some smooth passing. We haven't really seen smooth passing unless one of the Santucci sisters are involved. And same thing for Finland. Focus on the things that you can control. Notice how all those defenders are going with Bianca Santucci's stick instead of just focusing on her hips. This is something that they're gonna have to do when they want to guard an attacker who has the stick skills that Bianca Santucci has.
Finland has switched it back to their zone look. Hanna Rosala back in cage. This is a pass for Ravelli. And Benny Ravelli, one thing we could say about her, she always seems to play very hard. As she collects the ground ball. And will continue the possession into the stick of Annetta Ferreri. Annetta takes it in. Annetta shooting off target. Collected behind Bianca Santucci. Fires it in. And there is Rosala expecting that pass, but dangerously almost batted it in based on their positioning.
Yeah, and the next thing with Italy in that situation, they are, when three girls cut at the same time and all three are open, they're going to also all three be covered because they're cutting at the same time. So there's a lack of unit communication for both of these teams. And I think the real difference in the score has to do with the stick skills and individual ability of Bianca Santucci and then Adriana Santucci in finding some of their teammates.
Ferreri, save made inside here by Rosala. Well, for Italy, lacrosse is not going to stop anytime soon. The plan is, as we reported, assistant coach Lou Scott has already made the move to Milan. She's going to take over as a school and physical education administrator in an international school there. So that gets Vic Alexander someone on the ground consistently. They already have great people such as Sam Fiaschetti that has become someone involved in the junior lacrosse world in Italy. He's put together a traveling team and way out in rural Italy too, not even near one of their larger cities. So that's important, and they have someone devoted to that. He's been watching all the games and even putting together the stats and the information and some notes as he further educates himself as a coach. That's also maybe the understated point. Those people need to learn how to coach it up and be sponges to the sport, as Marginelli is fouled. And then in September, it's going to start over again with camps at least once a month is the plan. Marginelli, nicely cradled off the free position, brought her bottom hand down, and that helped with the accuracy, 18-5.
I think having somebody on the ground in each of these countries that are trying to develop the sport is, I don't want to say it's impossible not to do it without somebody on the ground, but it's improbable.
And we've seen the Czech Republic, for example, how vital the relationship between Will Raz and former assistant coach Tierney Larson, now player, was during their recent 2-year ascension, where they will play for third place coming up in about an hour. Water break midway through the fourth quarter. It's all Italy, 18-5 over Finland. (18-5). Italy, by far their largest single-game goal-scoring output, and it'll come in their finale. As Finland will come up with a draw control, the shadows starting to creep out into the late afternoon setting. But we're at the midway point of the fourth quarter. Vivian Vitali, Benny Ravelli, Francesca Pucci with 2 goals here. And Pucci was fouled there by Esther Lejo. So Italy's training camps that will get started in September. And the plan is just to continue this momentum, because oftentimes that's what happens. You put in so much time here and then it can stop. Some programs maybe won't pick up a stick for a while, depending on their country structure with clubs, university teams. Lejo in a battle there with Pucci. Feed in front for Ravelli. And Ravelli looked for Vitali. And Italy, as Vic Alexander has talked to you, Steffi, about, they need to play more games. That's one of their main conclusions here. That it's one thing to practice, but you need game speed. You need to know situations. Now the girls have understood why certain drills are done during their training camps, because it mimics game situations. So they have to marry all those things together. And that's just for the players that are returners. And what about the players that weren't here, that are on the way, that are just getting interested, that are in their next group? As up and over the top, Ane alla Crocola. We'll get on to the end of this one.
Game experience is the most important thing for any type of player, and international game experience is a whole nother level. The amount that you can grow over time, and we've seen it here, which is why we have the most improved player award just from one tournament, because most of these girls maybe play 1 or 2 games a month, unless maybe you're in England, unless you're playing for your university. The rarity of a game is normal. So coming to play 7 to 8 games in one tournament is somewhat crazy to some of these girls.
Yeah, it's different from country to country to realize that, yeah, you have to play a ton of games. As Essi Ruhiainen comes up with a goal. Nice finish inside as she cleared out space. And Ruhiainen has her 3rd goal of this tournament. So they will be doing that beginning in September. Italians love to have the month of August off, so that'll be a little tricky. Otherwise, I think Vicky Alexander would probably have made her August schedule 2 weeks ago.
I would agree with that.
But so they had to skip the month of August. But September is where it'll begin the recruiting process to show the sport and to get people to come watch a practice, watch a workout. Oh, look at Pucci. There's some flair. She's got 3 goals for the youngest member of the Italian contingent of just 15. 19-6.
I didn't realize that everyone in Italy took the month of August off.
Just about, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Go to Rome.
So basically, don't visit Italy in August.
Well, I would say you can visit the month of the country of Italy in August, because there's less people walking around in some ways. They're all off vacationing, so the cities in some ways have a lot less traffic. It can be a big difference even from June to August in terms of what you see. Ravelli, however, a large number of touristy stores, they remain open, but maybe the domestic stores will be closed. The restaurants, the important things, they're always open. A foul at midfield. Should be under 5 minutes left. 19-6 Italy. Also Italy investing in their future, because Vic Alexander elected to invite 14-year-old Elena Malavolti with her as their alternate. She's been playing in the festival games as well as practicing with the team, attending all the meetings. This entire team, they've become her big sister. So Elena Malavolti has been on the bench during games and an active listener. Just 14, she misses the cutoff. You need to be 15 to be here. Esther Lejo, little low shot, 19-7. So Malavolti will be yet another youngster that will be groomed and someday perhaps will be another young girl's idol.
Yeah, and that's building, that's like the building blocks of the future for some of these programs, these young kids. Because if they're playing lacrosse in their backyard or they're interacting with other kids and they start playing lacrosse in their backyard, that's how you build something like that. This isn't going to be built in a year.
Yeah, look at how far England had to come along, and it takes at least a generation or so to really see an uptick, but the Czech Republic is going to be, I think, the ultimate poster child of maybe how fast you can do it if you have a super committed group. That they were solid 4 years ago, pretty good 2017 World Championship, and then now at an electric level in 2019, and all that stood between them and potentially battling for a gold medal is just getting possessions, because the stick skills and everything else is good enough to win the Europeans.
I 100% agree, and they need to change a little bit. They're not used to playing defense, so that'll be interesting today when we see them battle Wales. They're not used to a defense like England or Wales that is going to be constantly all over them, taking the bump. But we can also say that I don't know if, although England and Wales have the crisp passing, I don't know if they have the rifling aspect or the precision that the Czech Republic has and what they've been able to develop with their stick work.
Bea Marginelli, draw control. This is a shot. Jennifer Riley back in goal makes the save for Finland. On Giancarlini. Well, the Czech Republic is that ultimate example because they put everything in towards it, and they are not a heavy import team. Lotman is from Czech Republic. Of course, she had the background to get herself to the United States already for the Czech Republic after attending high school late in her teen years in Virginia. And then Belle Martyr was the later addition. Tierney Larson was already an assistant coach and moved to the country.
Yeah, they've got this. They're in the zone from a training standpoint of what you need to do to train for an event like the European Championships and or the World Championships.
Yeah, and that model, what the Czech Republic did, with new people coming in, it looks like they'll be able to replicate it. Ravelli got a pass from behind, and Italy has gone for 20. Ravelli celebrates the goal, and she deserves it after all of her hard work.
Italy goal scored by number 3, Francesca.
Benny Ravelli gets her second of the game,
Number 18, Alina Anov.
and third of the tournament,
42 seconds remaining.
Alina Anug picking up the assist. So that'll be quite fascinating, an established power like Wales. And of course, the third place game at times in sports can be about motivation and the approach to third place.
And I think we've already done the research that the Czech Republic has never placed as high as bronze
Yep.
in the European Championship.
Yep,
So this
that's
could
correct.
be a first for them.
Pertola. Auti Savonen. Finland will need to pick up the pieces and get their key players healthy and get back to getting some more club teams in the country. They don't offer it yet in colleges. That's a big advantage Norway has. And Norway has shown that in their second European championship that, while Norway don't have any teenagers playing, but they were pretty well organized. And Norway not far away from going to another level.
Yeah, they were so steady Eddie. Their only issue was they didn't have enough finishers for them to be able to compete with the Netherlands and Germany and sort of that level that's just above them.
And the Netherlands feeling into last night that it's just a matter of psychology, the belief that they can now compete and not beat themselves. And the Netherlands gave Germany a good battle last night. Needed a little cross ball. I don't know where it went. Wales is in uniform, so those games should get going. We should be with under a minute left. Lavinia Jones ahead. And Jones is able to score on Riley. If Italy could just bottle this up, 21-7.
Yeah, I think Coach Vic Alexander is like, ladies, where was this earlier this week?
Yeah, if they bottle this up, put it in the cellar, it could be very tasty for them in the future to remember what it's like to score this many goals. They're role players to play with such confidence with 30 seconds left and to put together a full 4 quarters. The Santucci sisters played really well. Bianca Santucci in a game that Italy had to have, a winner-take-all game to advance to the World Championship. Bianca Santucci goes for 5 goals and 3 assists to lead the way. Feed over the top. Bianca finishes the tournament with 23 goals for Italy, and having to do so much and played a lot of defense. She'll be well prepared for her upcoming senior year at LIU Brooklyn. Clock stopping with under 30 seconds left just because of the foul. Jones was fouled. Pucci with the pickup. That's it. Italy can celebrate a spot in the 2021 World Championship in Towson, Maryland. They left no doubt about those plans. 21-7 over Finland. Italy will be there, and now the process to work towards that championship begins.
And you know, Italy has this 2-year build-out now. Coach Vic Alexander is going to have to go back to the drawing board, really review what this team needs to work on. From a defensive standpoint, a transition standpoint, clearly, we've even talked to her about their stick work and what they can do to get to that next level, since they will be one of those teams participating in the World Championships.
Bianca Santucci, 5 goals and 3 assists. Vivian Vitali was also excellent with 2 and 2 to pace Italy. For Finland, they'll hope perhaps a team won't be able to make it due to finances or other reasons, and perhaps they could be invited. That still is a possibility, but for the moment, it won't be due to qualification. Finland finishes 16th in the tournament. Italy finishes 15th, and they get that coveted final spot. For Steffi Samaras, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk saying 21-7, Italy over Finland. That's the final. We'll rejoin you on the Olympic Channel coming up at 5:20 local time in Netanya, probably a little bit after that. We can probably call it 5:35 to be fair. 5:35, Wales and the Czech Republic set to duel for third place.